All right, guys. So Sam Carter's joining me again. We wanted to just break down our most anticipated upcoming superhero films. It might be a little too complicated for us to literally rank these because there's quite a few here. But I will start off with my least anticipated superhero film. It's not because I think it's gonna suck. I mean, it might, but I think that my least anticipated is probably Morbius because it's coming from Sony, right? And they have a very spotty track record at best with their Spider-Man films. The first Spider-Man trilogy when you watched it 20 years ago was pretty good. But now, when you try to revisit those films, they are complete and utter best. Okay, especially Green Goblin when he's got Spider-Man tied up or whatever. He's like, sleep. He sprays the poison in it. So yeah, and the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Don't get me started on those. They were terrible. Okay, so Sony has a spotty track record. Yes, they released Into the Multiverse. What was Into the Spider-Verse? I thought that was a pretty good, even though it was an animated movie.
No, that was good.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I don't have the utmost faith in Sony and Morbius. Hey, it might be the best superhero movie in the next couple of years. Jared Leto is a great actor. What do you think, Sam? What do you think your least anticipated is in the upcoming couple of years?
Probably, honestly, I'm not looking forward to the Bruce Lee one from Marvel.
Shang-Chi? Really?
Yeah. And you know why? Because going back to like Black Widow and all, like that's, it's just fighting. It's just this, and obviously he's a lot more powerful than that, and he's gonna, dig into the Dragon Stone or whatever is going on there. But again, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not ready to get my skirt blown up for it. I'm watching that to see who else is going to be in it or what that is versus caring about his origin story.
I think there's going to be a lot more to that. I think it's going to knock Black Widow out of the park because you have a lot of cool side characters, not to mention in the trailer, Sam, we get to see Wong and we get to see the Abomination returning after like 12 years of not being.
Yeah, I mean, maybe so, right? But I feel like I'm about to watch a Tekken movie.
Which for me, okay, so maybe I can see where some people would have a problem with that, but for me, it makes me even more excited because I love Tekken, but I really love Mortal Kombat. I really love Mortal Kombat. And
I thought they did a good job with the last Mortal Kombat. I didn't mind it. Like, it was a good watch. You couldn't.
What, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't talk about that. Well, I'm going to go on a tangent on you right now. But
you couldn't take it too seriously. Take it for what it was. It was better than the previous ones. That's the only job they had to do, was make it better than the previous one. And they did that.
This is not, luckily, this is not fighting movie cinema. But man, I'll just leave it at this. I hated that film. It really let me down. I love Mortal Kombat, and I know a lot about Mortal Kombat lore and backstory, but I wasn't a big fan. So yeah, maybe Shang-Chi will actually be the Mortal Kombat movie that I wanted, right? It's not going to be violent.
I think that you had such a bad experience with the actual Mortal Kombat movie. You're just hoping that this one is good to resolve you. But,
and so you just praised the new Mortal Kombat movie, and now you're going to take a big fat dump on the original. Damn, I'm this close to hitting the end meeting button right now. No, but I mean, hey, everybody's got an opinion, and that's the beauty of movies, right?
And yours is not valid. So.
Exactly. Well, no. Everyone has a different opinion. Hey, you might watch the Mortal Kombat movie, the original one from '95, and think that it's not good.
I mean, look, let me look at my list right here. Why
are we talking about Mortal Kombat?
I don't know. I don't care about Black Adam.
I would care.
The only way is because I like The Rock so much that I care more that he's in it than I care about it being.
That's what makes me care more about it.
Yeah. The Flash. every time DC puts a movie out, I'm just watching it with the viewpoint of how badly are they gonna jack this up?
Okay. So I think I'm actually looking forward to the Flash, Sam, because it's based on Flashpoint, and I think that that's going to be very exciting. Michael Keaton is supposed to be coming back as Batman 89. We're going to see the old school Batmobile. So I think there's a lot of things to be excited about when it comes to that Flash movie. For me, that's one of my top, like maybe top 3.
You saying all that stuff, it sounds exciting, but I am still in my head now. What I'm thinking is how they're going to mess that up. I'm not excited to see it. I'm thinking they're going to blow it.
You have to be skeptical. You have to go.
They've got a great idea and they're going to blow it just based on all of the previous ones. And that's not a good way to already be judging movies before they come out. Do you know what I mean?
DC has a spotty track record at best.
Spotty is one word.
You didn't like Aquaman?
Nah.
I thought it was different.
I thought I liked it, and I didn't mind that it was different. But I haven't watched it since, and I don't want to. So that tells me that I didn't like it. Do you know what I mean? I remember finishing it, being like, "Yeah, that was okay," and then I've never watched it again. So what does that mean? Whatever that means, that's how I feel about it.
So I loved Wonder Woman. I love Man of Steel. They had some bad ones with Batman v Superman.
Wonder Woman 84 blue.
Yeah, the second Wonder Woman was terrible, and Birds of Prey was terrible too.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, DC has a spotty track record for sure. I didn't like Joker really that much either. I know it was a critically acclaimed film. What'd you think about it?
I fell asleep.
Really?
Rented it at home, fell asleep, and didn't even bother to go back. The trouble with what DC is like, they're reinventing because they're not taking the time to set it properly.
Yeah, it is.
They keep reinventing like Suicide Squad. So like Will Smith, obviously, he's not back. So did the first one happen? Well, it kind of did because the other people are there, so they're going to kill him off. But then there's a new Joker coming in, and like the Snyder cut of Justice League absolutely saved it compared to the original one. Like all in on that one. That's a great job. But like, there's no cohesion now between any of these movies. We're getting another Batman. Affleck's done. Like, it's just a
clutch.
Yeah, it just is. And so you're now judging movies independently versus adding another good movie to the pile of good movies. You know what I mean?
I think that they have some good elements and some bad elements to their current universe. You have a lot of people like Aquaman and Jason Momoa's portrayal of Aquaman. A lot of people love Gal Gadot, even though the sequel was garbage. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I think she's great. I even liked Ben Affleck as Batman. But the problem is some of these movies are crap and some are good. So it's like they're gonna start running into this. And I think the Flash movie is probably going to try to fix a lot of this. I think that they're gonna, when that movie ends, it's going to put them on a timeline where we keep some of our people like Wonder Woman, maybe Shazam, some others, and then we're going to scrap Ben Affleck as Batman. In this universe, there's only Robert Pattinson, the Pattinson, right? But I think that's probably what that movie's going to try to do. They're going to try to fix some of their past errors with, the convenience of multiverses, right? They can.
Can we just talk about what movie we want to hurry up? Like, if it could come out tonight, because it's Thor: Love and Thunder. I want it right now.
That's up there. That's probably number 2 for me.
Right now.
I would say if I had to do a top 3, like I said, Flash would probably be number 3. Thor would be a close second. For me, it's going to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because you have Scarlet Witch coming back. And she could potentially be the villain in this film. And they could base some of the story off of House of M, where she in the comics goes absolutely bat crap crazy, right? And creates this alternate reality and things get out of hand quick. So I think that's going to be the next secret on the down low Avengers movie. I think that that's going to be a big event film where we're going to see, and I totally forgot, Sam, the new SpiderMan movie too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange, but the Guardians of the Galaxy is my. I've watched that more than any other movie
The
ever.
first one.
It was the best thing they ever did, and such a shake up to, like, like you said in the other podcast, like they made it funny, like they put a great soundtrack to it. The cast is awesome. It was completely different. It's in space, and it's just they just nailed it. And so anytime that cast is now going to be, with Thor, it's just going to be, wins all day. The only tough part is that they just got to transition it right into Natalie Portman, and as long as
they will,
all good, all good.
And I have to also mention, I don't know if you know about this, but Christian Bale is going to play the villain in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to Love and Thunder. It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see how they do the Natalie Portman female Thor. But if they pull that off correctly, it'll be a great. In which we have no reason to doubt Marvel, right? I mean, you also have Taika Waititi returning to direct, who directed Ragnarok, which is excellent film.
That's probably the number 2 film I've seen the most of.
Really?
I have no idea why, but like if I
don't know, it's a buddy cop movie with Hulk and Thor. Can't get any better than that.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I mean,
yep. So yeah, I would say that it's safe to say, man, if I had to pick a number 1.
But I like SpiderMan because like they revealed him, right? And so that was a big twist at the end of the second one. So that's good. I mean, that's a difference.
The fact that J. Jonah Jameson was played by the same guy from the other multiverse or whatever.
No, they revealed Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's a minor. Like for me, my biggest thing is because you hear all the rumors, and there hasn't been any confirmation by Disney or any of the major trades. I know you don't know anything about all this stuff, but like THR, the Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and some of the other, they're considered the major trades, right? So when they put a story out there, it's fact, okay? They're not going to report on some rumors and stuff like that. Then you have all the garbage that's on the internet, the crap you see on Facebook when you're scrolling through and what's this? We got this cover.com. Let me check this out. And it's complete and utter bullcrap, right? So that's something that hasn't been confirmed yet. We don't know for sure if Tobey Maguire is going to pop up in this. We don't know for sure if Andrew Garfield. It's an assumption that we've all made, especially now that we've seen all these articles popping up from these rumor sites. The only thing that's for sure at this point, and it's been confirmed, we're going to see Alfred Molina return as Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire in it. And we're going to see Jamie Foxx return as Electro. So whether or not that, we don't know we know that Alfred Molina is going to be playing the same version of himself because he spilled the beans in an interview that he was in Spider-Man 2. So you would have to imagine that this is the same Jamie Foxx from the Amazing Spider-Man.
That's it. Like, how are you going to be excited about that? Because Electro, oh god, that was so bad.
So it was
so tacky. Like it was just horrific, and a horrific just choice. Not him as Electro, because I actually really like Jamie Foxx. He makes me laugh, but like that character just
cheesy.
CGI on it. The whole power plant thing, like,
it felt like a movie from the 1990s.
And we got the Lizard Man and or what was it? The Lizard Man in that one? Or was he in the first one?
Yeah, he was in the first one. The lizard guy.
First one. Yeah, actually, that he wasn't bad. Who was the bad guy in the second one?
It was the new version of Green Goblin, Dane DeHaan.
Oh god, I wiped that from my memory. Yeah, it just. I felt like they were just throwing stuff in there at that point. And
yeah, it was tough to watch. It was by far the cheesiest Spider-Man movie ever. And that's
the best part of that movie is when she died, because I didn't think that was going to happen. That was the only part that like caught me off guard.
Yeah, they did that well. I thought that was the only halfway decent thing about the film, but overall it's a terrible movie. Yeah. So there is a possibility that they're just bringing these villains back in. Maybe they just go through some type of wormhole or something teleports just the villains there. And Tom Holland Spider-Man has to deal with those villains by himself. But man, I'm hoping and praying Oh, at this point, I feel like it would be a disappointment if we didn't see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
I mean, I would like it's the same thing with are they going to bridge Venom in? Because I really like Venom, and I really it's Tom Hardy that makes Venom.
Okay, so I have a theory about that. As I don't know if we discussed this on the last podcast or if we were just talking before, but Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, right? That is currently the only other studio now that owns any other Marvel characters. But not only do they own Spider-Man, they own the whole entire Spider catalog. So they own Venom, they own Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, all the characters that are associated with Spider-Man, Sony owns. Past few years, they've been playing nice with Disney, and they've been, doing basically they let Disney borrow the character for team up films, like the Avengers, Civil War. In return, Kevin Feige and Disney kind of backs them on their solo Spider-Man films, and they lend their characters into those movies as well, like Nick Fury. So they kind of have a agreement or a deal right now, I guess you could say, but already a couple years ago, that deal looked like it was about to break. And then it took Tom Holland and a lot of effort from both sides to work out a new deal. I think this is Sony's way of, they're going to introduce they've already introduced the multiverse recently with Loki. So then these movies are really going to start delving deep into the multiverse. And at the end of this third Spider-Man film, I feel like it's going to be a scenario where Spider-Man goes through a wormhole or whatever, to where he goes into a separate universe where he's by himself. That's where he'll run into Venom and Morbius after they've already introduced these villains and made him feel like a big deal. Then he's going to have to deal with all of them by himself. Then occasionally, when these crazy events happen, he might can go back to that wormhole to come join the Avengers and once in a blue moon. But that's my theory on how they're going to do things from the end of this Spider-Man film moving forward. What do you think?
I think that you're talking about it as a hopeful fan, and that is exactly what they should do. But the fact that, based on the whole world's love of what was going on, and these studios only give a crap about extra billion here or there, I don't think that they'll do what's right or what even could be the best. They'll do what makes them the most money, which is just the sad part of it all. Like you've got, I mean, maybe it does, right? Maybe when you have 100 million and you have a chance to make 120, that means something, But I feel like
we're talking about
rich enough, or you just start caring about what people want and then create something that will last forever versus something that was really good for 20 years and then bombed because they couldn't figure out rights.
Yeah.
And storylines dried up because of it,
Well, they've been playing ball with each other so far.
Sony could join something that Marvel has started that's never been done before in a movie. You know what I mean? And it's changed the game completely. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Why would you want to be a problem for it? Just on a fundamental level, just looking these guys in the eye, it's just like, what are you thinking right now? Just give the planet what they want.
Yeah. It's easy for us to say that as fans, but right now things are going good for Sony. They're doing the whole thing with Disney where they're sharing some profit, and are you talking
about Sony doing so good that their whole what's that whole other dark universe that they were creating? It's just bombed out of oblivion with the Mummy.
I think that was Warner Brothers, actually.
Tom Cruise, is it?
Yeah,
I thought it was Sony's crap.
I might be wrong. But yeah,
that
goes to show you that it's not as easy as you think.
That's what I'm saying. They try to do their own crap.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Sony.
But yeah, I think it's safe to say, and then we can discuss these other movies too. We keep getting off on these tangents, but Eternals, whatever. It might be great. I'm just kind of.
I think that's gonna be a tough one to fit in. I think they're gonna nail it. I like on the. The Easter egg clips and all that stuff, it's tied in really well. Yeah. It's like, how are they going to come in and out without, or with? Maybe they're just going to change everything completely. Who knows? But
maybe
super interesting.
you didn't finish Loki yet, so maybe I shouldn't mention this, but
Well, like I know that. Yeah. Okay.
the multiverse has been opened. You know that,
Yeah.
but maybe that one event from the end of Loki uh, will be what nudges the Eternals to take action. Oh, well, Thanos wasn't a big deal to us. Neither was Ultron, blah, blah, blah. But this is a big deal. Now we need to step in and take action. Maybe that's.
I just more want to know where they've been. Like, where have you been?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a big question. And they'll probably answer that. So we talked about Shang-Chi. We talked about Spider-Man. Quantum Mania, Ant-Man 3, Quantum Mania. I think that that's probably going to be the biggest sleeper of the bunch. I think that film is going to end up being an event film as well. And
I think it has to be, because you go big, you go small. We're done. We were done with that 20 minutes into the first movie. So
yeah, and you've already made it clear that Ant-Man is definitely not your favorite character. Venom 2, I'm hopeful about it. I don't have super high expectations, but I think it's cool that Woody Harrelson's going to be Carnage. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. I think, if take Tom Hardy out of Venom and you've got a really basic movie.
Yeah.
And was okay, but it's his portrayal that I want to see. And so I think Woody and him in the second one is going to be exactly the same thing.
Heck yeah. What do you think about the new Robert Pattinson Batman movie?
Do you know, I'm actively, just like with all the Avengers that we used to do, I'm avoiding trailers and clips and everything. Like, I let myself see 30 seconds of that trailer, and then I, begrudgingly turned it off, because I just comics I read, and I just really need a good one. I need a win right there, and I think he has the ability to pull it off. For me, it's the storyline for DC that they just choke on all the time,
Yeah.
And so I hope that we really just have a good movie and a good plot. So
I'm hopeful about it. It's odd to me that they're already rebooting Batman so soon. I think Robert Pattinson's a good actor. He was good in not Interstellar, but Tenet.
You loved him. You loved him in Twilight.
So. Yeah, of course. I loved him in Twilight. Did a great job. But yeah, I mean, he really is a better actor than most people realize, So I'm hopeful for it. I think that it has potential for sure. It's just, like I said, the big thing for me is it's just so odd to me that they're already rebooting.
I they just need to pick a lane, right? Like, some of their stuff is dark, and I like that, and they could just win that alone. And if it seems that way, and then they just find a way to make it not dark, and they should have just kept it going.
Yeah, I agree. That was kind of what set them apart from Marvel, that they were different. It's not just like Marvel, we're trying to do something that's actually different. What about the Marvels? What do you think about that? Do you know anything about that?
No, I am pretty. I mean, I'm assuming it's Adam, right? Is he in? Adam Warlock?
Maybe he might be. I'm not sure about that myself. I know that it's going to have Captain Marvel, and it's going to have Miss Marvel, who they're going to introduce coming up soon, I think in the next year or so on Disney Plus, Kamala Khan. And then they're also going to throw in Tatiana Paris. I think that's the actress's name, but she's going to play Photon, who was introduced to us in WandaVision. You remember her?
Yeah, she's the daughter, right?
Yeah, the daughter of Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
So, I think that it makes this movie a lot more interesting for me, the fact that it's going to be a team up instead of just Captain Marvel, because for me, Sam, I'm not a big fan of Captain Marvel.
Do you know what it is? It's like, and that's the trouble with, and I will say that Man of Steel, they did a good job, but the trouble with Superman, as well as keeping dead so long in Justice League, is that she is two nails.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with it? Like, you've seen her get her powers. She just changed the events of Endgame by just
single-handedly
power driving through that ship. but they need the help of all their girlfriends to deliver
Yeah.
a truck or whatever, and that's the trouble with the ones that are just too powerful. Like you can't do anything with them.
Yeah.
Right? They either
Yeah,
gonna lose their power or
I think they should nerf her in some ways, but probably not going to happen.
as long as they give her hair back. And I can deal with short hair, but that style of short hair just sucked.
You were a fan of it. And for me, it's whatever. That's what she looks like in the comics nowadays, right? She's got the short.
Yeah, I like short hair. Just that style of short hair, just nah.
It kind of looks like your style, Sam.
It does. Rocket hated it. Rocket hated it too. So,
so one more, and then we'll finish this one up. Suicide Squad actually comes out in a couple weeks. What do you think?
Oh, I need to see what's going to happen. Like what happened to the old movie? 10 minutes. Like, if you're going to go down this road of re-releasing, I don't know where we stand in DC. Like, did this event exist? Did this not? If Flashpoint is going to reset everything? So then why are you bringing it all out now? Right? Why are you rushing Suicide Squad?
We're not sure that Flashpoint's going to reset everything, but it's likely.
It bloody well should have, right? Because they need it big time.
Yeah.
And so I'm just not sure. I'm assuming, like, I love Idris Elba. So, if he's in it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But is he instead of Will Smith? I mean, I'm assuming.
He's not playing the same character.
No, it's not the same character, but he's the lead, right? So are we him in that, like, are we going to talk about Deadshot ever again? Are we not going to talk about Deadshot? It's like Harley Quinn when Birds of Prey come out, and I wasn't sure if Suicide Squad even existed. When you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of inconsistencies with DC. Yeah. I'm excited about the film. I think there's a lot of things to get excited about. Like
if I remove my thought process from everything else and watch it as a standalone, I'll probably really like it.
Yeah, I think it's exciting that Sylvester Stallone's playing the voice of King Shark. That's pretty cool. You have a lot of there's a lot of star power there. You got John Cena playing the slightly demented version of Captain America. He's going to play. Now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of his name. Anyway, the character he's playing is like, he believes in justice, or I'm sorry, in peace. He's Peacemaker. That's the name of the character. He believes in peace at all costs, no matter how many people he has to kill. Right. And then you have Harley Quinn's coming back. I think she's great, especially with a good director. Like the most exciting thing to me about it is James Gunn. He's directing. And he's doing whatever he wanted to do with this film and this project. DC gave him the keys to the kingdom. When Disney, like a bunch of idiots, fired this guy over a tweet that he made like 10 years ago, like they're like, okay, Warner Brothers is like, okay, come work for us, and we will literally let you pick what you direct. Like you can pick whatever film. And he picked the Suicide Squad because he really wanted to do something different with them. So
he wanted to do something different by retaining 6 of the same cast members. Yeah.
Well, not there. There's a few. There's a few that are from the original, like Yeah,
Boomerang's there. Who cares?
Yeah, and he might actually make Boomerang interesting this time. I think it's going to be cool.
I don't care about the Blow Soldier either. He sucks. So.
Peacemaker?
No. What's his name? The G.I. Joe. Who was he?
Oh, yeah. I forget his character's name in the film. I know the actor's name. I think it's Joel Kinnaman, if I'm not mistaken. He played the rebooted version of RoboCop, but
don't get me started on that thing either.
But yeah, no. So that's kind of where we're at, folks. I think for me, if I had to pick a top 3, it's hard. I almost want to do a top 4. Oh, geez. I still think, it's between SpiderMan, Thor, Love and Thunder, and Multiverse of Madness. It's really hard to pick a number 1. What do you think?
I think that I know that they're going to be good, but I can wait for them. Like I want Thor tomorrow, and I'm excited about Eternals because it's super different.
Oh, so you got Eternals above?
Because it's a different arc, right? Like I'm excited to see Strange and Spider-Man, but I know it's going to be good. I know they're going to be good. I know it's going to carry the story on. and I can wait. But I really want to see how the Eternals fit into all this stuff.
Cool deal. There you have it, folks. Well, it's been a pleasure, Sam. I appreciate you joining me for the podcast on this second episode. So, folks, until next time, have a great day.